You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature. Here is a complete video of a maker set from start to finish. If you want to skip ahead to specific points in the video, then check the description below for skip times. Enjoy! Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop, and I'm excited to bring you the next oven in our Easy Bake Oven series. This one here is from 1978. So the last one we did was from 1976, but that oven's been around for a little while. And then this was the next advancement in ovens, and you see here, uses only one light bulb to bake a cake in just 10 minutes. So one bulb instead of two, which we've seen on the other ovens. It still says Kenner here, has Betty Crocker on it, and totally different design now. It looks more like a microwave, doesn't it? So there is the other side. Like I said, this box has seen better days, but we have everything inside, which is in excellent condition. And then there's the other side. It says the toy oven that bakes great cakes from any regular cake mix. So I'm going to make some new recipes for you. And let me do that. I'll show you the recipe book real quick so we can kind of go over that. And then I'll bring out the oven next. So that is the Easy Bake Mini Wave Cookbook. And neat pictures in this one. A little bit different kind of design for the era, I guess. And a little assembly on this oven. Putting the front panel on. Also included. And then here you go. And these are the things you will need, because it doesn't come with all the extra stuff like some of the earlier ovens. And now our push bar is much longer than the last oven we saw. I show you how to use it, how to clean it, and then for baking. Let's get to recipes. That's what you all want to see. What am I going to make? I'm going to make the milk chocolate brownies. And I've done those, I've done that, and the sugar buttons. They looked interesting. There you go. So those are the two. Bake along with Mom. And then here's the back. I've seen these kits. We don't have any of these kits, but I've seen them out there. And there's the mixes of the time, the Betty Crocker mixes. All right, so next we're going to come back. I'm going to show you the oven and all the pieces that came with it. All right, here we go. The oven is out of the box, and it came with two pans, a pan pusher, the instruction booklet, and actually this oven, the mini wave oven, is a two-piece system. So this separates from the bottom, and I'll show you that. Let me move what we don't need out of the way. Here is the pan, but let me show you the pan pusher. There's arrows to where you set the pan for the first time, and then a stopper to get the pan to the end and pushed all the way through. See, that fits there? About there, and then the pan sits in that little section on the end. Now, none of these buttons or dials do anything. They're just there for show, so, you know, they don't press in or make any sounds. On, off, defrost, a little clock there. Let me just get this off of the base so you can see the base. And that's where the cord comes out the back. It says, Betty Crocker Easy Bake Mini Wave Oven. Pretty cool graphic there. And it's just open on the bottom, really around the edge. And that's that. Then the back of the oven. I think I've ever showed you most of the backs. So that's what that one looks like. I think there's about 6 screws to get in there. And that's really about it. So let's do this. Let me show you something, well, a little special feature here of an item that we just picked up. All right, this is what I wanted to show you. It's like a bonus product here. This is the Light Bulb Baking, A History of the Easy Bake Oven by Todd Coopy there. Now, I actually had an email out to Todd, and he helped me with a few things, which was very nice of him to do. I found the book on Amazon, and let's get to some important things here. Table of contents. Now, you need that because it is just jam-packed with information. Now, you can pause and supersize the video if you want to read, you know, get a better understanding, but you know, this will also help. If I just stop there and then let you pause and enlarge, you can see all the different sections in this book. How neat is that? Now, what caught my attention was the back, actually, and this is a repeat of a different part. It says, visit us online at lightbulbbaking.com. And there's all these little tidbits. Did you know Kenner sold 500,000 Easy Bake Ovens in the first year? But let's look at this, what I will call the oven brick road here. It's all the different ovens down this little path. And so we started here. We had this oven. And then we have this oven. This is the oven I'm missing. And I mentioned in a previous video, I think when I went to this oven, I said, there's one missing. And that was this one. So that's the one we are looking for. Now this one and this one are very similar. And then the one we're doing in this video is this 1978 oven. And as you go through all the different ovens, the Queasy Bake, the Real Meal, we have all of these all the way up to the 50th anniversary. So let's check out the oven that we're actually doing now in video. There's also other timelines here, okay, which are very helpful. And pans and pushers, look at that. All the details. So wait, let's go. Let's go right there. Let me stay focused here. Sorry. Ooh, I passed it. So this is the oven we're actually looking at now. It says this is what's in the box. 2 baking pans, 3 Betty Crocker mixes. Of course, we don't have those. A pan pusher and the cookbook, which we have. Available in yellow, brown, pink, and orange. And then a little diagram here of the different parts. The original price, powered by 100-watt bulb. And then little tidbits here. Did you know? So it's like a little pop-up window. And of course, all the different ovens. Look at that. And the popper, we did the popper. Really neat. Here's a revisit of that timeline that's on the back. Even it gives you places in movies and TVs that you've seen or heard about or mentioned the Easy Bake Oven. Shows and stuff. Recipes, other different things. There's the Queasy Bake, we have that. And the mixer, we have that too. See, an episode of Friends. The Baker of the Year contest. Neat stuff. Recipes. Maybe I'll try one of the recipes out of his book here. We'll see how it all goes. So there you go. Pretty cool book. Check it out there. Lightbulbbaking.com. Like I said, I bought it on Amazon. And then I think what we're going to do next is I'm going to take you to the inside of the oven. Now when we get an oven, before we get it to video, we have to take the back off, check the bulb, and see if it's good. And then maybe I'll just show you a little bit of that before we get on to the recipes. Alright, here we go. This is the back of the 1978 oven. It's even listed on the back here. 6 screws on this one, 2 on the top, 4 on the bottom. And here you go. It's almost like vent back here, so it's an open area where there's open slots. I'll show you that. See, that's kind of open there. And then the bulb sits there. This is a 100-watt clear bulb. And then this is like a metal chamber, so that's where the heat, the bulb sits there, and that's where it heats up. Now let me show you a pan, an actual pan pushing in. So it hits this first, let me see if I can show you that better. Hits this first area right in here, opens the first door, okay. Now it's in its first position, and on this pusher, it's that first arrow. And when you know it's time to finish the process, now watch, it'll come out that door there. And I'll go all the way to the second part of the pusher, which is this this notch right here. And then you know it is time for it to cool down on this side. So what I need to do is wipe out the inside a little bit more, and then we'll get started with some recipes. Hope you enjoyed that inside look of this Easy Bake Oven. Alright, I am back and ready to go with the first recipe. The oven is on in the background. As you can see, it is warming up. Now this one is really difficult to see into. There's just little holes. I don't know if you can see it from here. When I get close up, I'll show you that when we're ready to put the first recipe in the oven. Decided to go with the milk chocolate brownies first. So there's everything I'm going to be doing. And the first step is grease pan with butter or margarine. So we're going to do that first. Sometimes I do that second, but decided just to go with it first. Just put a little bit in each pan. And you know, I like to use my finger for this, so that's just the way it's going to be. Just easier. Okay, got all the little corners there. And it doesn't say more than 1 pan, so I just need the 1. So I'll move this one out of the way. That one is ready. And now all the ingredients. 2 tablespoons of flour. I have everything here, so it's just going to be pretty quick to get it all in there and mix it. So 2 tablespoons. I need a leveler. I'll use my spoon for that. Give me a nice level here. Okay, there's 1. And there is 2. 1 tablespoon of milk. All right. Okay. 2 teaspoons of sugar. And yes, I'm saying it out loud like I better make sure I get this right. So kind of like talking to myself. There we are. There's 1 teaspoon. And there's 2. Okay, let me mix that up just a little bit and I can read ahead here. 2 teaspoons of powdered chocolate milk flavoring. So the stuff you'd put in your milk. So that's why we've got Nesquik in the back. Let me get that going. So 2 teaspoons of that. There's 1. And 2. Okay, that's done. We don't need that anymore. I'll just mix it a little bit more. And then it calls for 1.5 teaspoons of the shortening. So we'll do that next. We'll give it a better mixing as we go here. There is 1. And we're just, don't have to be too precise here. There's 1.5. All right. So let's get that mixed up. And then it says a pinch of baking soda and a dash of salt. Ooh, pinches and dashes. Those are good. Okay, let's get those last 2 ingredients. So, baking soda. A pinch. There's a good pinch. And a dash. I got the salt back here. Dash. All right. So that's it. While I mix, I will just, make sure I have everything right here. So we did the flour, the milk, the sugar, the powdered chocolate mix, 1.5 tea, yep, and baking soda and salt. So we're good. Now there's a glaze that goes on this, but it goes on after it's cooled. So I'll make that, after it comes out of the oven and cools. And we'll do one more recipe after this. This is just the first one we're going to do here. And the oven's been on for probably 10 minutes, so it should be ready to go. All right. I think we're ready here. Looks pretty well mixed. I'm going to put this in the pan now. And it just said spread in the pan. Nice. Okay. So what I'll do now is I will get this nice and even. And then what we'll see next is I'll clear up a little bit here and get the oven in place, and we'll put it in the oven. All right, I'm set and back. I just did a little bit more cleanup around there, and then I'm going to put the tray in here now. And then this tray pusher has an arrow on it, and that's about where you need to stop. That needs to line up with this edge, so then you know it's in the right spot in the oven. So that's it, right there. I don't know if you can see it, probably can't. And then let's take a look inside and see if we can see it. Well, you can just barely see it in there. Now, I don't know if you see, if you go to the bottom left little circle, and then upper row, and that little circle to the right that's just offset, that's the edge of the pan. And the rest is really just the brown of the chocolate for the brownie that we're making. So probably going to cut most of this out. There's not much to see here. I have the timer set for about 12 minutes. And then we'll check back and see how it looks. All right, I am all set. The timer went off. Now I'm going to use the pan pusher. And I push now till this point. Remember the arrow was up here? Now if I push till this point on the pan pusher, then it's going to stop the pan right about here. So that's why I switched the angle to this now, so you should be able to see it come right out, and it should stop there. So that's where it's going to cool now. So now I need some cool down time. So when we check back, I will get ready and actually be able to put the glaze on top of this. So we'll do that next. All right, we are all set to do the chocolate glaze for our milk chocolate brownies. They're cool to the touch in here. It's been about 10 minutes. And then the ingredients, really just 3 ingredients. So we'll mix those up, then glaze. And after that, we will do another recipe. So let's get started here. It is 3 teaspoons of confectioner's sugar. So here we go. Let me get something to level this out with. 1, 2, okay, and 3. And then, ooh, get out of there. 1 teaspoon of powdered chocolate flavoring. So we'll do that next. And the last thing is milk. It was a half a teaspoon. Here we go. Okay, time to mix. I'm not sure, if the glaze is going to be like a thicker glaze. Looks like it. There's not a lot of liquid in all that powder. Okay, almost there. Looks like it's something I just pour or dribble on the top. Oh, I can't wait to try this one. It smelled good. And I have to admit now that I did, taste a little earlier when I was cleaning things. Let's get this in here. Doesn't that look good? And then let's glaze it. I think I'm just going to let it dribble around here. Okay. Look at that. Maybe I'll spread it around a little more even there. But it looks like enough to cover most of the top. Okay. Maybe I could just do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Just kind of move it around a little bit. Okay. I think we're good there. All right. Well, I gotta taste it. Nice. Nice chocolatey flavor. So there you go. Come back. We'll do the next recipe. All right, I am ready for the next recipe. The oven is warming up in the back. This one is called sugar buttons. So there it is. If you want to reference it, we'll also put that in the description for you. That's where we put all the recipes in the description and in all the ingredients that we used. So it says in a bowl, mix flour, butter, and sugar thoroughly. Well, that should be pretty easy. And it was 1/3 cup of flour. We just use that to help it along, okay? And then 2 tablespoons soft butter, which we have ready to go, nice and soft. Okay. And then 2 teaspoons of sugar. So let me get my teaspoon. All right. Here we go. 1 and 2. Now we're going to need the sugar again for a topping. So let's get in here and take a closer look as I mix. And then as I go here, it says, with your fingers, shape dough into 1/2-inch balls. All right. That's not a very big cookie, but, look at the size of our pans, Now, it didn't say anything about greasing the pan on these, so all the other ones say prior grease the pan. But with the butter in there, maybe it just doesn't need it. And I'm sure you can modify this a little bit if you want to add some other stuff to it. But it is a sugar cookie. And we're going to sprinkle sugar on the top, so we'll do that If you want to color the sugar, that would be good, right? So it's almost to a, well, there's some underneath here. Let me get this all out. I really just wanted to use my fingers for the whole thing. But I will use some type of mixing device here. And just so you know, everything gets washed. My hands get washed. Everything is washed prior to starting a video. And then between each step, everything gets washed. So this bowl's already been washed 2 times. And this will be a 3rd time once I'm done here. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Yep. So now I need to form this into 1/2-inch balls. See, it's kind of like packing. It's almost like packing sand right now. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sticks pretty good. I wish I could just make one big giant cookie. So it wants 4 on a pan. And it says the edges will be cracked, so you don't want it to be so smooth and overmixed that it won't crack. There's 2. And I'll have to keep the baking process going. I'll show you a few times, but depending on how many pans it's going to need, I don't know yet. We'll see what we get out of it. There's 3. And then it says, press gently with your fingers. Cookies will have cracks at edges. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I guess there are little tiny cracks here and there around the edges. And it says, sprinkle with sugar and bake 7 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to clean up a little bit, make a few more, come back, and we'll put these in the oven. All right, so I have these ready to go in the oven, and it says it makes 12 cookies, so I have a lot to go here, but I wanted to show you this again. Putting it in there, and then matching it up on your pusher. The oven is on. And then this bakes for about 7 minutes, it said, so we'll do that. But let me get going on the next round here. I'll make some more for you while I'm here, right? There's 1. And there is 2, 3. I'm being a little less precise. I'm just, sugar cookies, they don't have to be perfect. There is number 4. So they're all a little misshapen in different sizes. Actually, I think I will add a little bit more to that one. These look a little bit bigger than my last ones, but let me press them down. Okay. And then I will sugar them. So let's do that. Let's see a better shot of that sugaring process, huh? It's nice to see sugar sprinkling on. It's raining sugar here. Okay, so I'm just going to wait now. And then when we come back, I'll probably pull those out of the oven and show you those. Okay, the first set of cookies are done. So let me push those through so you can see as they come out. They need to cool down. Come on. Working from a different angle here. There you go. And then I will set the next tray in and get those ready. And I can kind of do it from this awkward angle here. Alright, so when we come back, these will be cooled down. As you can see, I have more going here, so we'll switch around and show you what they look like when we come back. Alright, so here I am. I have the first batch of sugar cookies there out of the oven. And actually, you can see they have there's a nice brown, crispy piece there, so they came out pretty good. And the brownies, nice. The glaze has hardened up just a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to push out one more tray of cookies, and then we'll go from there. Okay, and then I'll put in one more tray. And then at this point, we'll come back. When we come back, I should have everything ready to show you how it all looks and give it a taste test. So, looking forward to that part. Okay, so the last batch of cookies is done. The timer has went off. Come on, turn off timer. There you go. And I can take these out now so they're cool to the touch. I will add them to my little tray of other cookies here. Got a nice little tray going. Look at the bottom. Nice and brown there. Now I still have a tray in there, so I'm going to do a final push. I won't be using those. Those will be for later. I'll eat those later. Okay, so the oven really is done now. So let me just move it off to the side here and get to the ingredients and everything we have. I mean, the final product, which is what I usually like to get to here. So I'm going to try to take this out. Let me move my oven out of the way a little bit more so it's clearly out. And then I found a new coffee mug today. Thought I'd bring that in here so I can sip a little coffee. I'm going to try to get the whole thing out, but I don't know if that's going to work. We'll see. That's not going to work. So what I'm going to do now is just going to cut a piece of this in a pie shape. You know, that first piece, like any cake, or there we are. There's my brownie. Look, it's nicely baked through. Let me cut another piece off here so I can show you the inside. There you go. So that's the inside. Came out real nice. With the glaze, it looks good. So here we are. It is time to taste. Got my good grief mug ready to go. Not sure what I want to do first. Well, what would you do first? Would you try the sugar cookie or would you try the brownie? Here, let me zoom in the bowl. Here, I'll put them like that so you can get a good look at them. All right, so here is the sugar cookie. I'll take a bite. Actually, they were a little crispy. Did you hear that? That's good. The sugar cookies are good. Let me try a brownie. Here we go. Big bite. Nice. So far, I like these two recipes. Little sip. If I had my choice between the two, I think I like the sugar cookie. I like them both, but I think I like the sugar cookie better. I don't know why. Just the butter is good. I wonder if I put butter instead of shortening in this would have had the effect it would have had. Hey, get off there. Get off my Charlie Brown. Well, there you go. That was the next oven in this series. Hope you enjoyed that one. So we're going to keep on moving through the ovens, doing different recipes. Hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to see the rest of the videos in this series, there's always a playlist in the description, or you can just search our channel for Easy Bake Oven. And thanks for watching. Later. If you want to find this item, click the link in the description area below the video. You can also watch more videos in this series by clicking here. Thanks for watching. And always remember, if you see a lucky penny, pick it up.